You know, there's a space we enter every single night. It's a realm built not of matter, but of information. For thousands of years, we've tried to decode its transmissions, seen them as divine whispers or just chaotic noise. But what if there's something else entirely? What if, in that quiet theater of the mind, we're not the authors of the play, but the audience to a really profound form of computation? Let's explore that idea for a moment.
Think about the state of sleep. It's a deliberate nightly uncoupling from the world outside. The sound, the light, the constant stream of physical sensation, it all just fades into a distant hum. Now, this isn't just about resting the body. It's an intentional calibration, creating this pristine internal environment, a kind of silent chamber where a totally different kind of signal can finally be heard, free from all that interference. And this is where the real mystery begins. The mind, once it's liberated from the demands of external reality, doesn't just fall into randomness. No. Instead, it starts to perceive order. It surfaces these connections and scenarios and symbols that feel both completely alien and, at the same time, deeply familiar. These are not just the random firings of tired neurons. They are structured patterns rising from the depths of a system that is always running, just beneath the surface of our awareness.
For most of human history, we interpreted these nocturnal patterns through a sacred, almost mystical lens. They had to be messages from the gods, right? Omens from the universe, maybe visitations from ancestors. The source was always assumed to be external to us. But now, a different framework is starting to emerge, one that doesn't look outward to the heavens, but inward, to the quiet, powerful processing of our own internal systems. The message this new view suggests isn't coming from outside at all. It's a signal generated from within. And this is a really crucial point. These ancient beliefs persisted for a reason. They weren't just born from pure fantasy. I mean, across cultures and continents, you'll find countless accounts of dreams that seem to foretell a coming drought, a hidden danger, or a shift in tribal fortunes. The phenomenon was real. The results were tangible, even if their explanation for it was incomplete. The question was never if the dreams were meaningful, but how they derived that meaning. So, this leads us right to the core of the issue. If we set aside the idea of supernatural communication, we're left with a pretty profound puzzle. What is this internal process that can, at times, produce information that feels, well, prophetic? What is actually happening in that silent, disconnected state that gives it such a unique form of insight? The answer being proposed is as simple as it is radical. Dreams are a form of computation. They are the output of a biological machine that's processing vast quantities of information far beyond anything our waking consciousness could handle. So think of your mind not as a stage for dramas, but as a silent supercomputer running these incredibly complex simulations while the main user, you, is logged off for the night. The sheer scale of this operation is what's truly astonishing. You know, your conscious mind, it struggles to juggle just a few variables at once. But your subconscious is this silent, tireless observer, and it's absorbing everything. The subtle shifts in a person's tone of voice, the changing weather patterns, the almost imperceptible signs of decay in a building you pass every day. It's a master pattern recognition engine, and it processes this ocean of probability data at a speed we can't even begin to consciously comprehend.
So, if it's a computer, then what's its function? What problem is this vast internal system trying to solve for us night after night? Because this doesn't seem like computation for its own sake. There appears to be a purpose to these complex, resource-intensive simulations that we experience as the strange narratives of our dreams.
And this is the critical distinction. The system isn't predicting a fixed, inevitable future. It's not fortune-telling. What it's doing is sensing the subtle, almost invisible shifts in the web of probabilities that surround us. So a dream about a crumbling tower might not mean a tower is going to fall. It might be the symbolic output of your subconscious calculating the rising probability of failure in a project or a relationship or even a belief system based on 1,000 tiny details you consciously ignored. In essence, it's a weather forecast for the unfolding of reality. So we come back to this idea, but now we see it with a different understanding. The awe and the reverence our ancestors felt was absolutely justified. They were witnessing something incredible. They were receiving transmissions of immense complexity and significance. They just misidentified the source of the broadcast. The temple wasn't on some mountaintop. It was inside the skull.
And that is perhaps the most profound takeaway from all of this. To see dreams as data doesn't remove the mystery. If anything, it deepens it. It suggests that we are carrying within our own minds a system of unimaginable power and sophistication. a quiet, hidden intelligence that analyzes our world and communicates its findings not in words or numbers, but through the symbolic language of dreams. And we are only just now beginning to learn how to listen. And so we're left with this final thought. Tonight, when you close your eyes and disconnect from the noise of the world, just remember that an ancient and powerful system is coming online. A processor of immense capability will begin its nightly analysis of your reality. So the crucial question is, what data is it working with? And what problem is your mind trying to solve for you?